What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. 2 videos in one day, ladies and gentlemen. I bet you did not see that coming, did ya? But look, there's a lot of news going around for the Chicago Bulls. We had a draft prospect video earlier today, and now we are going to be talking about potential management and coaching staff, players or individuals, I should say, leaving the Chicago Bulls. So let's discuss that a little bit more in detail in this video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and I guess the management style and the coaching individuals and the leavings that could, I guess them leaving, what could that mean for the Chicago Bulls? So without further ado, let's get started with the coaching staffs. So, obviously I'm not going to be talking about Billy Donovan here, because we know he's staying. But another assistant coach for the Bulls seems to be on his way out of Chicago. Now, we know that a couple of them left a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, Chris Fleming was the big one that we talked about there. But now we know that Josh Longstaff is going to be leaving the Chicago Bulls coaching positions and is set to join the Charlotte Hornets coaching staff. Wow, big news there, ladies and gentlemen, and quite an interesting development in that regard also. What was so surprising about this is we thought Josh Longstaff was going to be the new lead assistant for the Chicago Bulls. He's been around for a while. I've made videos about when he first arrived and how happy I was with the acquisition. He was known for his defensive work, which, again, the Bulls have been a top defensive team at least 2 seasons ago. Last season, I wouldn't say we were that great defensively. But at the end of the day, he was a person that was well respected around the league, was formerly from the Milwaukee Bucks championship team, I believe, and was just overall a coach that everybody was satisfied with. Now, I don't know why he left. He joined the Charlotte Hornets coaching staff, so best of luck for him there, and hopefully he has a great time over there. But that is very interesting to me, because someone that was on points to be the new lead assistant has now left the Bulls. And so many assistants have left. It's happened so quickly. So why is this happening to the Chicago Bulls? There could be a number of reasons here. It could be just a change of scenery. It could be to explore new opportunities. We obviously know Maurice Cheeks took a part-time role as an assistant coach for the Bulls. That could just be because of the age, because of the experiences with his family, wanting to spend more time with his family. There could be a number of reasons for that as well. But I'm going to give my personal reason, and this is not official. This is not something that you should take as a fact. By no means am I saying that this is the reason why. I'm just giving my opinion as to why I think this is. So if you're thinking this is a fact, don't think that. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. We know Billy Donovan for a while has been, you know, at least by the fans, been put in the hot seat. He's definitely not been a fan favorite for the Bulls. And I think the coaching staff knows this. I think the assistant coaches know this. I think the fans know this. I even think Billy Donovan, to an extent, knows this about himself and about how fans feel about him. So if you're an assistant coach, you can see all the errors in the coaching styles, and you can see, I guess, the head coach taking all the hits and all the blame and stuff of that nature. Yet his job is still so secure for the Chicago Bulls. There's more news we'll talk about just a little bit later. As an assistant coach, how would that make you feel, knowing that there's no career development in your job? There's no promotion. There's no next level. There's no, this is your chance, go and make the most of it with the Bulls, knowing that our head coach has been blamed for almost everything that's gone wrong for the Chicago Bulls. So I think as an assistant coach, if you kind of feel that way and you feel there's no career development going on with the Bulls, maybe it is time to go somewhere else in the hopes that you can get more career development elsewhere. And maybe that's why Josh Longstaff left. Now again, that's just my reasoning. Could be true, could be complete garbage. I don't know. So don't take it as a fact, please. It's just my opinion. All I want to do is state my opinion on these videos. There could be right, there could be wrong. I mean, no ill will towards the Bulls. No ill will towards any of the individuals there. No ill will towards anybody. It's just an opinion. You know, if someone wants to come out and speak against it, that's fine. I don't know anything. I'm just a guy sitting in his room talking about the Bulls. But that's the reason why I feel potentially Josh Longstaff could have left the Bulls. Speaking of the coaching staff news, it looks like Billy Donovan is also seeking more experienced assistant coaches to kind of be assistant head coaches. And I even think it said former head coaches to become assistant coaches for the Bulls. So I guess an example of this could be Mike D'Antoni. I think last season he was an assistant coach for a team. Of course, he's one of the most well-known head coaches in the NBA today as well. Someone that is known for his offensive work and his offensive schemes. He's looking essentially for more experienced assistant coaches. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. We might be getting some more experience into this coaching staff, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's not, again, I don't really have a feeling towards this. It could be a bad thing if you get the wrong coaches in, but if you get the right type of coaches with experience, I don't see that as a bad thing whatsoever. It's just about who we bring in, why we're bringing them in, what their purpose is, and stuff of that nature. What could also be a good reason why we bring experienced assistant coaches in is if they're the right type of coach, eventually Billy Donovan's job will have to be put in danger in one way or another. If we keep going down this path of mediocrity, Billy Donovan can't last forever. So you bring in an assistant coach, that could potentially lead to him becoming the head coach until we either find a replacement or unless he proves himself to be the replacement, if you know what I mean. So that could be an interesting way to go down as well. So those are the coaching staff changes that we have to experience. And there's going to be a lot more news in terms of who we're going to be bringing in. But something else that has been very interesting is something going on with our management. Now, I'm trying to find a tweet here from Casey Johnson, and I have found it. And essentially, it's the general manager in Marc Eversley. Here's what the tweet has to say. Can confirm that Marc Eversley is under consideration for Pistons president of basketball operations per sources of The Athletic. So there you go. Even management is under fire now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Marc Eversley was brought in as the general manager from Arturas Karnisovas. It would be quite interesting to see Marc Eversley go to a different team and take on the role that Arturas Karnisovas currently has with the Bulls. That's his title, AK. You know? And it'd be quite interesting for, I guess, the Pistons to kind of take away Marc Eversley. Now, from the very beginning, when we got Marc Eversley, it was a mixed bag. There were people that really liked what he brought to the table, liked his connections with certain players, liked that I think he worked for Nike, if I'm not mistaken, or he works with Nike. And a lot of people were big fans of that. I think he used to work for Philly, if I'm not mistaken, and people were big fans of that. And people didn't necessarily think he was going to be right for the job. I don't know how people feel about him now, but he's definitely been tagged along with AK. So if AK is getting critique, you can guarantee Marc Eversley is taking critique as well. But if we do lose Marc Eversley, we're going to have to report a new general manager. So not only are we going to be looking for a potential change in the team and the players, we're definitely going to be looking at changes in the coaching staff, and we could potentially be seeing a change in management. That's a lot of changes to undertake. That could be a good thing. Maybe there's so much change happening in one season that could actually be the worst thing you could see. I really don't know. But if Marc Eversley decides he wants to go to the Pistons, and more specifically, if the Pistons decide Marc Eversley is the right man for the job, I wish Marc Eversley nothing but the best in his next adventure with Detroit. And the Bulls are going to have to find a general manager that can really bring some new and fresh ideas to this team. Whoever that may be. We'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. But you also have to realize Marc Eversley was the guy that brought in DeMar DeRozan. Whether you like or hate DeMar DeRozan, I think DeMar DeRozan has been phenomenal for the Bulls over the past 3 seasons. He's been our leader. He's almost had an MVP caliber season 2 seasons ago. It hasn't worked out tremendously well for the Bulls in general, but someone with that type of pull could be hard to lose. Maybe there's someone else that he could find and he could bring to this Bulls team that could get us closer to a championship. So it will be hard to lose someone like that. But what do you think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.